Republican Senator Rick Scott. He's also the chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee. Sir, welcome. Thank you for being here on a significant day, obviously for your party and for the country. And to Ted Cruz's point there about the former president Donald Trump's impact on some of these races, so far his endorsements have performed well. In primaries since 2020, you can put it on the screen, races 165, success rate so far 96%. Do you expect the results tonight to be any different than what we have seen so far?
Well, clearly we'll see, but I think everybody this year would like to get Trump's endorsement. But what you learn is, even if you get President Trump's endorsement, you have to go run a race, and you got to talk about the issues that are important to your state. Back in 2010, when I ran in a primary for governor, I was late in the race, and I didn't have any endorsements, and I had to go, pitch what I believed in, and I was able to prevail. And that's what you're seeing this year. You've still got to go talk about the issues, but you can go try to get Trump's endorsement, but you got to go still, work your tail off and sell your state.
I hear you on that point, and I'll ask you, sir, what do you want to see and hear from your party as far as laying out clear, concise plans for victory in the midterm elections? If you're planning on that, are Republicans doing enough to very clearly lay out, for example, their fix for skyrocketing inflation?
Well, first off, we're seeing an unbelievable turnout on the Republican side. We've had, more than twice the number of Republicans than Democrats in Ohio. I think the first time since 1998, more Republicans voted in the primary than Democrats in Pennsylvania. 146,000 more Republicans than Democrats in North Carolina. So people are coming out, and I think they're coming out about what you talked about, these ridiculous, unbelievable gas prices. And the president's to say it's an incredible transition. No, it's incredibly bad for every American family. So I think that's the biggest issue. But I do believe we have to talk about balancing the budget. We have to talk about reducing taxes, reducing regulation, reducing the permitting time, making sure we watch every dollar we spend, because that's what causes this inflation. So I think we've got to talk about those things and be very clear what we're going to do, and then we've got to go do it.
All right, you segued for us to the president, the current president, Biden, and saying the quiet part out loud about gas prices and green energy. Listen.
When it comes to the gas prices, we're going through an incredible transition that is taking place that, God willing, when it's over, we'll be stronger and the world will be stronger and less reliant on fossil fuels when this is over.
So what about that incredible transition? I mean, this has been an administration that clearly set out to end fossil fuels. We're seeing the result of that with these skyrocketing gas prices. What was your reaction, sir?
I mean, he's in left field. I mean, he's got plenty of money, so gas prices probably don't impact him much, and he doesn't have to pay to fill up a car. Everybody else in this country is being impacted by this. I grew up in a poor family. I watched my mom struggle to put gas in the car and food on the table. That's going on all across this country. In my state, there are people going to food banks that have never gone to food banks before. I mean, this is record gas prices day after day after day. And by the way, energy goes into everything. Your electricity rates are up. Your food prices are up. Everything's up now because gas prices are up. This president has no clue. Now, by the way, the Secretary of Energy came and testified last week and said they're doing everything they can. Oh, they should cease to get gas prices down. No, they're doing everything they can to cause gas prices to go up so they can get this incredible transition to something different that's going to cost us more money.
Sir, what do you predict for the people of your state? You can put the record high gas prices up on the screen. It's been day after day of record-setting highs for what folks are paying in this country. That has major economic implications. Do you see $6 as an average on the horizon?
There was a report out today by one of the Wall Street firms that said that. But what's going to get it to go down? They're not making it. The Biden administration is not making it easier to drill. And we're the safest drillers in the world. They're not opening up this at all. They'll have a soundbite and say they are, but they're not. And so we've got to figure out how do we get this. We get this country. We got rich resources of natural gas and oil and gas. We've got to use them safely. So we've got to get an administration that cares about this. I don't see how it's going to get any better. And when it doesn't, inflation will continue to go up.
Is there anything Congress can be doing?
I mean, with Chuck Schumer on the other side, with with the AOC and this whole attitude that they don't want to do anything. The Democrats don't want to do anything. They control the House and the Senate and the White House. They are all in. Everything we propose to try to open up drilling, make sure we do it safely, anything they block. The Democrats block all this. They're with President Biden. They're looking for this incredible transition to higher and higher prices and poor American families.
Senator, always appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks.